Brent, and it is raining here, and it is drizzling. It is like Texas Stadium, if you've seen the Dallas Cowboys play, and it's covered partially, but not down the middle, and we have rain right now. And it is that kind of a rain, and of course the event goes on anyway, and I have to ask you, John Neighbor, before we get into the Rick Carey story, whether it has an effect, the rain, on a world record attempt that we know Rick Carey is attempting today.
Well, anything out of the ordinary is a distraction, and for an athlete to be distracted, it's not a good idea. Now, the big thing with Rick Carey is that he's determined to do this in spite of the rain. It's kind of ironic that the one time it rains, it's the one stroke where you're facing upward instead of into the water.
Well, of course, it was Rick who broke both of John Neighbor's backstroke records. They were the longest record standing before Rick Carey broke them at the Nationals in Clovis. And, of course, I talked with both of them when they came here and asked Rick about John's influence.
He's a great influence on me, and I think I don't think any backstroker can say that John is not an influence.
How has he been?
A real good influence on me. I think my strongest point in my race is I'm a strategist, and this guy can tell me how to swim a race. And World Games, we talked about race planning and how we're going to beat people. And that's the strongest part of my race, is really exploiting other people's weak ones.
At practice the other night, when you two saw each other for the first time since the record, your viewpoint about seeing John again first?
I made sure his fists weren't clenched.
John, your fists, I know, weren't clenched. How did you feel about seeing Rick?
I like to say I see a little bit of myself in him. I'd love to see a little bit of myself on the record books, too, but he took care of that. I'm happy for him. I root for him, and I'm glad to see that it's paying off.
Well, you still have the 4 gold medals at the Montreal Olympics, and as they say in the song, they can't take that away from me. And you have that, and of course, you've been a great swimmer for the Americans. There's Craig Beardsley, who has just received his gold medal for winning the men's 200 butterfly in Pan American time. But right now, let's talk about the 100-meter backstroke. Rick Carey, the record at 55:38, and in the preliminaries, set the Pan American Games record of 55:93. So Rick Carey and John Neighbor are the only swimmers in history who have ever gone faster than 55:93. And we have a field including Canadian Mike West and another American, Dave Bottom, and all eyes will be on Rick Carey's attempt, and he is indeed going to attempt it. We'll see what effect the rain has. The lane intros: in lane number 1, Alan Marsh of Jamaica, who is 8th in the 200 backstroke. In lane 2, Giovanni Frigo of Venezuela went under a minute for the first time in the preliminaries. He had a very fine day. In lane number 3, Wade FLEMONS of Canada, 4th in the World University Games in this event. Here is Rick Carey from Mount Kisco, New York, a student at the University of Texas. He's 20 years old. In lane 5, Mike West of Canada. He was the gold medalist in this event at the World University Games in Edmonton. In lane number 6, Dave Bottom of the USA, attends Stanford, lives in Danville, California. Lane number 7, Carlos Henao of Colombia, also went under a minute for the first time ever in the prelims. So everyone seems to be primed for this event. And in lane number 8, Gustavo Bustamante of Venezuela, and he swam his best in the preliminaries. So what the swimmers are going to do now is get in the water, get wet, and get set. As you take a look, lane 8 will be at the top of your screen, lane 1 at the bottom, and Rick Carey will be in lane number 4. Can he break the record?
You know, I really think he can. He said all he wanted to do this morning was to break 56. He goes a 55.9. He's in good control. His strokes are strong and whatever. I think the main competition will come from Dave Bottom. Rick himself admits that there's no one who can beat him in the first half of 100 except for Dave Bottom. So if Dave is with him and they're shooting for a 26.2 going out, hopefully they'll come home in a world record time.
We have had only one world record. That's set by Steve Lundquist. There is Rick Carey, who's kind of marches to a different drummer or his own. He's an independent guy, isn't he?
Well, he certainly is free with his advice to other swimmers. He's helping them, which is awfully unusual in the sport. You know,
do they resent that?
It's hard to say. You know, you can misinterpret kindness in that way. He might be thinking, well, he's trying to psych me out by thinking that he has all the information, but I don't think that's his case.
All right. Rick Carey in lane 4. And in lane 6, Dave Bottom, younger brother, butterflyer Joe Bottom, the 1976 Olympics that John remembers so well. 2 lengths of the pool. And a false start.
Boy, that's unusual in backstroke. In backstroke, you're holding on to the blocks, and there's no way you can lose your balance. All you do is just hang on. I guess the starter saw someone rolling, and I wish I could have seen it, too, because I didn't.
The United States has won every backstroke, the 100 meters in Pan American Games history.
You know, a false start will take a little bit out of you in backstroke because it's a lot harder than just falling in the water from the blocks.
It's like lane 7, Henao, Colombia.
That's exactly what it looked like, and I think it's awfully kind of the starter to call them back. Actually, it's his job. I guess it's not kind of him. It's only fair. Those were good starts. My biggest fear in backstroke is the feet will slip on the starting blocks on the race, which sends you a second back of the field. This is a good start. Let's see the race.
Rick Carey has the early lead. As you said, bottom to his right, just above him is second. We're looking for a split time of 26:37. That's the world record pace. And we have 26:54, so we're 0.2 of a second away from a world record after 50.
But he just bounced in and out of that turn. He's in perfect control of this race.
There is Rick Carey in second place, Wade Flemons in lane 3, Mike West, the Canadian, in lane 5. Bottom is in 4th right now. It's very close for second, however. We're going to first check Rick Carey's time. He's going to win the race. And the fight for second. Rick Carey coming on strong for the final 50 meters, and his time is 55:19, and we have now a world record for Rick Carey, and John Neighbor cheers him on up here. 55:19, a world record, and our second of the Pan American Games. Look at the elation for Rick Carey. He wanted to do it. The conditions weren't ideal, and he went ahead and did it. A fantastic effort. Dave Bottom of the USA came in late to finish second. A silver for Dave, and Mike West of Canada third. What a terrific thrill.
Rick did it all on the last length of the pool. He went out slower than the record, but his grim determination, he fought back to it. Well, I'm thrilled to have been here to see it. I've missed the other ones. Look at this coming home. He's got a full stretch, obviously in good control because he can see the field, but the field doesn't concern him. He's watching the scoreboard. He's keeping his head still. He's rolling his shoulders. He said in the 200 early in the competition he used to throw his shoulders into the water. Here he's now placing them in the water. Here with the 25 meters to go, he's in good control. Beautiful swim all the way to the finish, and I'm just as happy for him as he seems to be happy.
You certainly are. 55:19, a world record for Rick Carey. Dave Bottom came in late to win the silver. Michael West, Canada, the bronze, our 20th gold medal. We'll be back after this word from your local station.
Thrilling race out there, Dick. I'll tell you, Rick Carey has just summed up how well our team has performed here at these Pan American Games. We have just received late word that in the medal round, the United States basketball team on Tuesday night will take on Canada. A chance for revenge. That, of course, is the basketball team that beat another American team up in Edmonton and won the World University Games. Right now, at the half, the United States women's team leads Canada 51-32 is the score there. Our water polo team remains unbeaten. They are now 6-0. They won by a forfeit over Mexico right now. But we've got to hear from our new world record holder. Let's go out to Phil Boggs with Rick Carey. Phil?
Rick Carey, a new world record. Did you come here to show John Neighbor how to swim backstroke?
No, he's giving me tips, so I'm trying to show him I'm a good student.
What do you expect about the race?
I thought Dave Bottom would be real tough, and he was. I thought the Canadians would be real strong, and I thought if I got out ahead of them, I'd win, and that's what I tried to do.
Was the rain a factor here?
A little bit. You kind of get a little conscious of it because it hits you in the face, even though there's a lot of water splashing. I don't know. I try not to think about it.
With our men's results here, what's it look like for our men's team for 84?
Very good. I think we're going to dominate very, very strongly.
How about Rick Carey in 1984?
I hope I'm there.
Congratulations. Back to you, Brent.
All right, Phil, thank you. And we have some other late results from rowing today. The United States won 4 gold medals there. They captured the single scull, the double scull.